Hook, spoken directly to the viewer, he spent his whole life wishing he was someone else. Until the day he met a boy with no shoes who was smiling wider than anyone he'd ever seen. That moment, it shattered everything he thought he knew about success, worth, and happiness. If you've ever felt like you're not enough, this story is for you. And if it touches your heart, please like this video and subscribe to Everyday Grace. We're building a family that believes every soul is worthy, just as it is. Part 1, always behind from the outside. Rehan Malik looked like an average guy in his late 20s, neatly dressed, polite, quiet, but inside, he was drowning. Not in failure, but in comparison. Everywhere he looked, someone was ahead. His cousin Amir had a fancy car and a new house. His college friend was already a manager at a tech firm. Even the boy who used to borrow pens from him in school now owned his own gym. And Rehan? He lived in a rented flat with peeling paint, worked as a cashier at a supermarket. And every night, he scrolled through social media watching the glittering lives of people who once sat beside him in dusty classrooms. He wasn't lazy, he worked hard, but life just didn't move for him the way it seemed to move for others. He started talking less, laughing less. Even his dreams began to shrink. At night, he would stare at the ceiling and whisper, "What's wrong with me?" Part 2, the bench and the boy. One evening, Rehan took a long walk after work. It had been a particularly hard day. His manager had scolded him in front of customers, and his bank balance had dipped below zero. He ended up at a quiet park. Just as the sun was dipping below the trees, he sat on a weathered wooden bench, lost in thought, when he noticed a boy across the path. The boy was around 10, playing with a plastic bottle, spinning it in the air and laughing every time it fell funny. No shoes, his clothes were torn at the knees, and yet he smiled like he owned the world. Curious, Rehan called out, "Hey there, what's so funny?" The boy ran over, barefoot on gravel, and grinned. "This bottle. Look, when I spin it just right, it lands like this." He demonstrated with pure joy. Rehan couldn't help but chuckle. "Don't your feet hurt?" The boy shrugged. "Not really. I run a lot. My mom says I've got strong feet." Rehan looked around. "Where's your mom?" "She's working. Cleaning houses. I wait here till she's done." Rehan nodded quietly. The boy leaned forward. "You look sad?" Rehan blinked. "Do I?" "Yeah, you have the same face my mom has when she thinks about rent." There was silence for a moment, then the boy smiled again. "But she always says if you keep comparing your shoes to others, you'll miss how strong your feet are." Rehan stared. That sentence, spoken by a barefoot child playing with a bottle, landed heavier than any lecture he'd ever heard. Part 3, the shift. That night, Rehan lay in bed thinking about the boy. He had spent years measuring himself against others. Their salaries, their homes, their vacations. And in doing so, he had missed his own growth. He had survived when his father died suddenly. He had supported his younger sister through college. He had never borrowed money, never cheated, never quit. Maybe he wasn't behind. Maybe he was just on a different road. The next day, he bought a notebook and began writing every small thing he was proud of. Day 1, helped a customer find her missing wallet. Day 3, fixed a leaking tap in the flat by watching YouTube. Day 5, spoke kindly to a difficult customer instead of reacting. With every entry, a strange thing happened. He began to smile more. Feel more, hope more. Months passed. Rehan began offering help to coworkers struggling to manage registers. He signed up for free online business courses at night. He used his savings to start a small side hustle repairing appliances on weekends. It didn't explode into success, but it grew slowly. And with it, so did Rehan. Part 4, full circle. 1 year later, Rehan opened his own repair workshop. It was a humble shop with a single bench and second-hand tools, but it was his. He called it Strong Feet Repairs. The sign had a tiny symbol of a barefoot print beside the words. One day, a woman entered the shop holding a broken iron. A small boy followed her barefoot. Slightly taller now, Rehan smiled. As he recognized him, still spinning bottles? He asked. The boy grinned. "Now I spin soccer balls." Rehan looked at the mother. She seemed tired, but proud. "I owe you something," he said gently. More than you know. She looked confused. He handed the boy a brand new pair of shoes. And whispered, strong feet deserve a soft landing too. The message, you are Enough, dear viewer. Comparison is the thief of joy. We often measure ourselves with someone else's ruler, forgetting that we were born to walk different roads. You are not behind, you are not broken, you are becoming in your own way. In your own time. Don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle. Don't let another person's highlight reel dim the quiet beauty of your daily strength. Celebrate your strong feet, honor your journey. And remember, if this story touched your soul, please like this video and subscribe to Everyday Grace. We're here to remind you, your worth isn't in how you measure up. It's in how you rise. Despite it all, walk proudly, just as you are.